Yo, 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 what is up, guys? Hope everyone is having a fantastic day today. What is it, Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. Tuesday. Um, we haven't met up in a bit, so I want to do a live stream today. It's been quiet. I mean, it's quiet. I had a signing the other day. Howie is ready to strike at any moment. Still a lot of questions with this roster on the defensive side of the ball. Obviously, tight end. Two, what's going on with Dallas Goddard, the Bryce Huff situation. Pre-draft visits have looked a little different now. They're kind of stretched themselves away from the offensive line, going to mostly defensive line, mostly edge rusher with Elijah Roberts from SMU, projected to be probably a fifth, sixth round pick, and another one. I forgot his damn name. They just, I think they announced it today. Donovan Easier, Donovan Izaruku from Boston College. Apparently should be a late first round edge rusher for the Eagles that will be available. So seems like defensive line is still kind of big on their list right now. Offensive line, I don't think will be any type of first round adjustment. I think they've found a lot of guys within the mid rounds for offensive line, or a little earlier than that. So I think we're in a pretty good state right now. This stream is sponsored by BetUS, so definitely go check them out if you guys have not. Appreciate it so much. Thank you. And hope everyone's doing well. Hope everyone's doing good. We got Kryptonite. We got Richard. What's going on? Dr. Jen, Snap City. Young Speedy, what's going on? Young Speedy says, sup, Joey. Still enjoying the high of being the champs. Hashtag go birds. Yeah, I'm still enjoying it, man, but I'm kind of already moved on a little bit. I'm already ready for another championship next year. I'm pretty much already ready to go, so you know. Tyrell Young says Oroku is such an Eagles type pick, but in a good way. Yeah, I don't know much about him. I'm gonna do some research on him tonight. Because I've never even heard of him at all. So, I mean, if edge rusher is definitely, I mean, defensive line, like I think it's going to be DT. I think it's going to be edge rusher. I think when you look at some of the contracts going down the road that are going to expire, especially at DT, I think DT could be a pick that I think they'll have to move up. Whether it's for an edge rusher, I think regardless, you're not sitting at 32 for defensive line. I think defensive line, DT's edge rusher will be. I think late teens to early 20s, you're going to see a lot of edge rushers, DTs go off the board just because the markets are so crazy for those contracts right now. Okay, 27, 22 plus, 27 plus for a DT right now. Edge rushers are going 30 plus to 40 plus. So I feel like there is some type of room, where they might move up maybe a guaranteed 10 spots. I don't see them really getting past 20. And I think that's kind of steep as is. And, the Eagles have 4 fifth-round picks on top of it. So, they have some draft capital. I mean, you got 8 picks? How many picks this draft? 8 picks, something like that. 4 fifth-round picks. So, you obviously can't touch any of the picks next year because comp picks for next year for 26 aren't rewarded until next offseason. The conditional pick for Hassan Reddick, the third rounder for 26, they can get rid of that one if they do want to use that for, kind of some trade up bait, if they want to move up with that. So they have time. So we'll see how that goes. What's going on, Jay? Hope you're having a good day, man. So I think there's still I'm shocked actually. I'm shocked we haven't heard anything on Dallas Goddard yet. If he's going to get traded, obviously bringing in 4 tight ends at this point. Bryce Huff dumping his contract. Is cornerback the way it's going to be right now? Okay, is cornerback going to be? Is it Keely Ringo's job to lose? Pretty much. Is he put into a competition as of right now with the Dory Jackson? That's going to be a whole nother thing that's going on. So, and safety is still, it's still empty. if Sidney Brown is going to compete, maybe they won't draft one in the first round. Maybe they'll draft somebody mid rounds or maybe second or something like that because safety is a deep position. So we'll see how that goes, man. We'll see how that goes. Demi said, I think the D line in this draft's too deep to draft a guy early. And Howie has had success late on D line. Yeah, I mean, potentially, sure. You know what I mean? I don't think they go offensive line early. But D line, I think, of course, a lot of these positions are deep. Especially, I think DT is pretty deep. Edge rusher's pretty deep. But I don't know, man. I feel like edge rusher or DT could still be in the cards regardless. Because I think they want somebody guaranteed to have that 4-year, 5th-year option. I think there's a lot there for the Eagles to really pick. So, I know they end up getting 2 more edge rushers. You got you got Joshua Uchi. You end up getting Aziz, and you end up getting Patrick Johnson. So I know those are just bodies at the end of the day. Uchi, I think, is going to have a really good year. I think Aziz Ojulari is. I think, if he stays healthy, man, I think Ojulari is going to have a really good year. So really depends on what they think of that room right now. If they really want to go with a lot of low risk, high reward, or they want to get someone that's guaranteed, that's going to produce the first, for this year. You know what I mean? So, we'll see what happens. I think safety is the first pick, but Howie won't force unless it's within reach. Yeah, true. True. I think it's a huge drop off of safety talent outside the top 3 guys. Yeah, I mean, look, if once there's somewhat of a drop off at safety, it means that you're going to start getting safeties that are more role players, okay, that really work well in a specific scheme. They're more scheme fit over talent, but still have that talent from what's around, a drop off type safety. So we'll see what happens. But I feel like relatively it's still going to be deep. So, Tabor, what's going on? So, what up? Checking in from work. You already know Walmart store 4747 North Glen, Colorado, baby. Hey, a job's a job at the end of the day, bro. Just enjoy yourself, Go make that money, bro. Demi said, if Darius Alexander falls to the 2nd or 3rd, he's an Eagle. Is that the DT from Toledo? Yeah, the Eagles have had a lot of interest in him, too. Potentially, yeah, sure. I think he's another one. The Eagles have met with him, and his combine was really good. I thought he did really well at the combine. So, he definitely could be another pick for the Eagles, no doubt. Deshae Shavers, what's going on, man? It says the Eagles are drafting trenches with their early picks. I agree with that. Now, I don't know if it's going to be with their first 2 picks, but I think with the first pick, it'll be a DT or an edge rusher. I already kind of have that feeling right now. I know safety is kind of where it is right now. Whether Sidney Brown is going to compete or not for that spot. You have Trisha McCollum back there. You have Andre Sam. It's not really a room that I'm loving so much. But you guys understand, they tried going after Justin Reed. They weren't even done after the Chauncey Gardner-Johnson trade. They were still really interested in safeties. They were still going into that safety market, and it looks like Justin Reed was supposed to be an Eagle, and he went where there was a little bit more money. Justin Reed did talk about the Eagles, and there was a cap situation with the Eagles, and we know the Eagles. Look, there was a lot of affordable contract the Eagles could have brought back. I don't think Darius Slay's contract was a big deal. Mekhi Becton's contract wasn't a big deal. Oren Burke's contract was literally 2 years, $5 million. So whatever guaranteed from that, it was absolutely nothing. So we'll see how it goes, but there's obviously a reason behind all of it. So I think the Eagles need to add linebacker depth, unless they like Patrick Johnson at linebacker as a depth piece. Is Trotter Jr. getting his chance? Still so many questions. Oh, Jay Tyler just said it. What about drafting a linebacker early? We have no depth there. Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. There's really, how early are you willing to go? Are you looking for a Jihad Campbell? I don't know. This would be a first for the Eagles drafting a linebacker early, especially maybe the second round or even the first round. So, Jalen Walker, I would absolutely love, but I'm heard he's going like top 20, 23. Jalen Walker, I would like because you can use him as a linebacker, you can use him as an edge rusher, you can move him around a little bit, so that's great. Jihad Campbell, obviously a pure linebacker from that spot, from that position. So there's no depth there at all. Ben Van Sermon is going to probably work out with the linebackers. I don't know what their plans with Ben Van Sermon. Now he's listed as a fullback fully now. So they have a lot of interest. They have a lot of interest going forward with that group, but it still needs depth, man. Losing Oren Burks was definitely a big one. And look, if Nakobe Dean was still on the roster right now and he was healthy, then I really wouldn't shake a stick at it so much. But yeah, it's definitely flat. Nakobe Dean will be back by October, November, probably. And unfortunately, when he gets back, it's gonna take him another month. It's gonna take him a while. I mean, you might not see Nakobe Dean to the playoffs. And the patellar tendon injury is a serious injury. It's a serious injury, man. So they got to be real careful with that. We don't know what he's gonna look like coming back from that. We don't know what he's gonna look like coming back from that injury. So we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Dr. Jen says, I have faith in Hal. Yeah, same here. I'm patient. He told us to stay patient. We saw what he said at the combine, that things are going to look, and really in summary of what he said, he's like, look, like things are going to happen that we're probably not going to like, but he told us to stay patient because, acquiring players isn't over throughout the first week of free agency, second, third, fourth week. You can always acquire players from now until week 9 of the regular season. So he's always going to be looking to acquire players. You have the undrafted free agent pool. You have obviously a lot more going on with, the draft in general, because the Eagles have some nice picks in this draft. They have a lot of ammo, too, between this year and next year. So we'll see what happens, Giant Master Kenobi, what's going on, Mr. Joey? I hope all is well. Any new updates on the roster? Yeah, besides they signed Kendall Lamb yesterday. He's a 32-year-old tackle, swing tackle. So obviously after the loss of Fred Johnson, they got their swing tackle now, if he could stay healthy. So he's coming off of back surgery. He started 7 games for the Dolphins last year. End up getting a back injury, needed surgery. So he's coming off back surgery from last year, but the Eagles, must have worked him out or did something, and I guess they feel pretty comfortable with him. So he has started a good amount of games. He was undrafted. He was, I think, undrafted. I think in 2015 by the Texans. He played with the Texans for 4 years. I think Tennessee for like a year, and then the past 3 years he's been with the Miami Dolphins. So he's got a lot of starting capability. So I think it's a solid sign. I mean, look, he's going to be 33 years old by the time the season starts. So he's old, you know what I mean? But at least you have some type of security to that tackle spot for depth, because after losing Fred Johnson, he was your swing tackle. So now, since he signed that 1-year deal with the Jags, you kind of have nobody, and I guess he's going to be the replacement. So what's going on, Rock? How you doing, bro? I hope you're doing well, dude. ADW the Beats, are there any linebackers coming out of Wisconsin? I have no idea. That I don't know. And I understand the Eagles, obviously the Eagles have hit on a couple of those guys. One on the roster now, and obviously one that used to be on the roster. So Wisconsin seems to be the school that they like going after when it comes to specific draft picks and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens, but I'm wondering what they're going to do more when it comes to the linebacker depth going forward, and we'll see how it goes, man. Yo, Hardcore Sports Network, what's going on, my friend? He said, what's good, Joe? I hope all is well. I appreciate it so much, man. Yeah, man, it's been quiet. It's been really quiet. So I want to do a quick, hour live stream today just to kind of, get into what's going on and, just see what's going on with this roster, see how you guys are feeling about everything going forward. So, we're just shooting our shit today, pretty much. That's what we're doing. Shooting our shit today. But I feel good, though. I feel good. The draft is around the corner. We have a month as of right now. The Matt Corral jerseys will go on, and we'll see if we get any good luck from it. So it's going to be very, very, very exciting for Eagle fans, especially us. And what we're going to acquire. We're going to find out. We still have the pre-draft visits so far. They've gotten they've done 4 offensive linemen, guys that have played guard and tackle, a lot of tackle and guard, and they've interviewed 2 defensive linemen. I think both edge rushers. I think Elijah Roberts, that could play the 3 technique, can actually play on the inside, play the edge, and he could play outside linebacker. But he's projected as a mid-round pick for the Eagles. So Elijah Roberts from SMU. Then I think today they're interviewing another one. It looks like Boston College edge Donovan Azuruku. A lot of people saying he's a no-brainer at 32, I guess. I have no idea. I need to do more research on Donovan Azuruku, so I'm not really sure. So this might be a guy that could fall to us at 32. So they might be looking at, you're not going to get the guy from Michigan. He's going to go early. The other guy from Mississippi, so there's a few of them. Oh, sorry, Ole Miss. Walter Nolan, we'll probably, we'll have to probably trade up for him. So I think DT is going to be, I think, a big pick for the Eagles. I mean, it's hard for me to say they might, another first round pick. The third time's the charm on a DT in the first round, but it's going to be interesting, man. Because I think DT could well be a pick for the Eagles just because after this season, Jordan Davis contract is up. Then you got to pay Jalen Carter. Then you got to pay Moro Ojomo. Like, I feel like it's just never ending at defensive tackle, and you're going to run into problems going down the line. So I know safety is glaring, but think of it like this. If John Clark came out with the news after Chauncey was traded and said, hey, the Eagles behind the scenes want Sidney Brown to compete, are you drafting a first-round safety to compete with Sidney Brown? If Sidney Brown is legit competing, they're not drafting a safety in the first round. In technical terms, that would make no sense. So I'm thinking that safety will be, maybe a day 2 pick. And I think DT might be. Look, you added 2 edge rushers, technically 3, involving Patrick Johnson, Joshua Uche, Azeez Ojulari. So you added 3 edge rushers pretty much. Are they completely, comfortable with that? I don't know if they're completely comfortable. I think Azeez Ojulari is going to have a big year, like I said, and I think Joshua Uche, you get traded into Spag's system to the Kansas City Chiefs mid-season. To learn that intricate system is very hard. Spags actually said this a week or 2 ago. He was on a Philly pod talking about it, and it was hard for him to kind of master it. So they traded for him late, middle of the season. And I think, coming off 11.5 sack season in 2022 from the Patriots, coming back. And, I think there's I think you have some good value, but you got to put these guys on the field at the end of the day. So we're going to find out, we're going to find out what happens, What's going on, Dre? So, hey, Joey, if we draft a DT, what do we do with Jordan Davis? Do we end up? No, probably not. You're probably going to let him go. If they draft a DT this year and he's an absolute monster, and I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe because there is time, they could probably sign one other DT that won't be as expensive. Maybe Jordan Davis won't be as expensive to re-sign to stay in Philadelphia. But it gives you leeway. At least if you draft a DT, it gives you leeway with another great player that's here for 4 years, 5th-year option if needed. And there's a little bit of you could take a breather a little bit because like I said, after this year, it's Jordan the contract. The 5th-year option is there, but I doubt they even pick that up. Unless they're extending him or something like that. It goes Jordan Davis, then you got to pay Jalen Carter, then you got to pay Moro Ojomo. It's just going to be never ending. It's just going to be a never ending. You got to pay this guy and pay this guy. Like there's no leeway with some contracts. So if you pay a DT that plays well, you could probably afford to lose Jordan Davis, pay Jalen Carter, and who knows, maybe Moro Jomo will get re-signed in a couple years. So I mean, but at least you need a little bit of a breather when these contracts are expiring. A lot of Eagle fans have a lot of tunnel vision right now because they're just looking at this year. It's not just about this year, it's about down the road. So contracts are expiring at different times. You're having a little bit of a breather to, play through the season, not having to pay a guy every single year. So I hope I love Jordan Davis. I know a lot of people can't stand Jordan Davis. I don't know why. I get he hasn't lived up to that pick, okay? But I thought he really came into his own in the playoffs, especially the NFC Championship game and the Super Bowl, okay? I thought he did really well, man. I thought he did really well. Hardcore Sports Network says, listen, hearing some ruffles of how he might not choose to extend Jordan Davis, I feel like I'm the only one who understands and is okay with us letting him walk. And I mean, I love Jordan Davis myself, but what seems replaceable? What about you? Yeah, I mean, if their plan is to if they feel like they're not going to pay Jordan Davis, like right now, if they already have a plan for Jordan Davis, I mean, they could have a plan right now. They might have a wait and see approach with him. But if they feel like, yeah, we're not going to pay Jordan Davis, they want to get somebody better, they could draft somebody this year. Trading a guy on the last year of his contract, they're not going to do that mid-season just because if they're playing well, Howie Roseman doesn't want any distractions. We already know that Howie Roseman, he said it at the Super Bowl interviews. Remember, Howie Roseman came out and was like, I don't want to extend players during a good year because if one player gets extended during a season, another player is going to say, hey, what about me? Why am I getting extended? Why did you get extended? It causes a lot of controversy. So I always wondered why Howie didn't extend anybody this year or during the season or extend Zach Bond or you want to keep these guys hungry too till the end of the season and after winning a Super Bowl. And then you could really start working on those contracts, So we'll see what happens, man. But you might be right, Demi said, if you let JD walk, what's the point of the Georgia Dogs? I'm just confused if you draft DT first 2 rounds. Look, these Georgia Bulldogs have to play well, and they have to play consistently well, okay? I understand the Eagles have wanted to, not pick apart, but obviously get some of these national championship Georgia Bulldogs in the building, which they have, and they've won a championship with the Eagles now, okay? But they have to consistently play well, and unfortunately, if some guys aren't playing well, but play well with others, and the contracts are just not lining up to where they can afford to pay Jordan Davis, then Jalen Carter, and then more, I mean, then they're going to have to, then they might have to make a bold decision to let him go. I mean, he's been here the last, few years, couple years, and I think he's been fine. He's had his, I think there's a lot of, the 23 season, there's just so much more than just the players that went really downhill. We'll see how it goes, but man, I wouldn't crap on it so much. The Eagles still have a lot of interest in Georgia Bulldog type players. And obviously the Eagles like to take, the Eagles like to take a lot of information from some of the players from former maybe teammates that they played with early in college. So for some of these guys coming out in the drafts, you never know what type of information they're getting. Remember, too, the quarterback coach from Georgia is with the Eagles as an offensive assistant. He might know a lot of players from the Georgia team. So, could be a lot going each way, Vandal Jones says, let's not forget the most value of any position is the trenches in the first round. You get option year. That's Howie's game and also how he always been built also. What's going on, Joey? What's going on, man? What's going on, Vandal? No, I agree with that. I think last year they put a lot of compensation to the secondary, which was well needed. Okay, you drafted 2 fucking studs. Okay, we know Cooper DeJean should have been a first-round pick. The way that draft went last year, it literally landed both of those players into our hands. Okay, 13, 14 offensive players taken off the board. I mean, that's crazy. No, excluding quarterbacks. You know what I mean? But you got to think, too, at that pick 32, there's going to be a lot of teams that are going to try to trade up to that pick. There's going to be a lot of teams that are going to try to trade up with the Eagles. I'm telling you right now, a lot of teams are going to call the Eagles for that 32nd pick. Once they, the pick goes to 30, 30, 31, teams are going to call Howie Roseman, and Howie's going to have all the cards to kind of get whatever he wants. If there's 5 or 6 players on that board, maybe four or 5 players left on that board at 32, possibly they could trade that pick back. Chauncey, so if the Go Jordan boys coming up mostly together same time, yeah, that's what happens, man. But this is what we have to see. This is what we have to deal with, bro. When you start drafting well, this is what you're gonna have to deal with now. Like, once you start drafting well and you're hitting on 2, 3 guys in every draft that you do, you should realistically in drafts you should hit on 2 to 3 guys. I would try to hit on 3 guys every draft. Okay, you can't hit on an entire draft, but you should hit at least the first 3 guys at least. But the more you draft well, the less cap space you're going to have to spend. You know what I mean? And, you keep this train rolling and keep rolling and moving it in circles, man. So that's what we have to deal with, unfortunately. Beastguard says, does anybody know where I can rewatch the Super Bowl? Just download, just go subscribe to NFL Plus. NFL Plus. It's like $10, probably like $10 a month. In the off season, it's $10 a month, $11 a month. When the season's here, it's like $16 a month. So you go watch it on there, unless you just type it on YouTube and see if the full game's on YouTube. Sometimes people have it uploaded. So I've watched the Super Bowl probably 7, 8 times, 9 times, maybe. I probably close to 10 times, honestly. What's going on, Josh? The Eagles defense had team in third and long slot this past year, and that's mostly from Davis. His role is a lot more than stat line. Oh, I agree with that. That's what I try to tell people, Josh. Like, it's not about the stat line numbers, man. Like, he will guarantee he holds those double teams. He clogs the hole. It makes everyone better around him for those one-on-ones, whether it's the edge rusher next to him or Jalen Carter that's next to him. Even though Jalen Carter still gets a lot of attention now, and he will be getting more attention going forward. Oh no, I agree with that totally, man. Like, I don't even think the Eagles really have a backup nose right now, because he could play nose. He could play the one tech. You know what I mean? I know that Jordan Davis, his snaps got a little bit less throughout the year, but he's got too much value, man. I think he's got too much value. And let me tell you, man, when he gets his statistics, he gets them. NFC Championship game, got a sack, stopped the run, a couple tackles. I mean, Super Bowl had a sack, which was absolutely amazing. You know what I mean? So I thought he played really well. I thought he played really good. I feel like when the Eagles wanted more of a pass rush, they kept him out of these games, and his snap numbers did drop in the regular season. So it's kind of crazy, man. What's going on, Reese? Hope you're having a good day, man. Yeah, Lenny Francis, Elijah Roberts, defensive line, in for a visit. So Elijah Roberts, he's going to be like a mid-round pick. He's projected to be a 6th rounder, but the Eagles might actually value him. Trust in Vic Fangio. So Elijah Roberts from SMU. He could play the 3 tech. He could play outside. He could play inside, outside, and he could play outside linebacker. So you see that Fangio started to get some of his type of edge rushers that could do a little bit of everything. If they're more of a role player, your 3rd and 4th round picks are mostly role players. Okay, your 1st, 2nd round picks are your 1st, 2nd round picks are starters on the field. Your 3rd, 4th rounders, I would say, are role players. Your 5th, 6th, 7th are just hit or miss type guys that are coming in. So I think they value him a lot. They're starting to bring in defensive line now, which is good. So Beastguard said, watch highlights to the Super Bowl at least twice a day. I don't blame you, bro. Lane says Elijah Roberts might be a 5th, 6th round pick from SMU. Looks like a good D lineman. Yeah, he does. He brings a lot of power. He's got a really good bend on the edge. He's very physical inside. He plays good inside and outside. Like I said, if you have a guy like, even Milt Williams was a guy that can move inside, outside if you really wanted him to. So it's nice to see, to have guys like that. And so I think the training camp competition is going to look really good, man. I think we're going to have a lot to talk about, especially in training camp. The battles are going to be so good. So, Make Money Night Friends, I think we should bring in cornerback depth. Oh, they will. They will. They're going to bring in, they're going to have to because inside corner, Avonte Maddox signed with Detroit. Not like I want him back anyway, but inside corner is lacking right now. Cooper DeJean is like the only one. No one. Eli Ricks can't play the inside. Keely Ringo obviously is going to compete for the outside, but still he can't play the inside. Quinyon Mitchell staying on the outside, obviously, as the number one corner now. So we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. They're going to bring in more bodies. There's just no doubt they're going to do that, but. Lenny says Elijah Roberts, 6'4" is 285. That's not a bad size at all. Pretty good. Gus HSB SB59 says the dream scenario: someone trades up for Dart at 32. Okay. Somebody is the Eagles are going to get a lot of calls at 32. The last time the Eagles had a high pick like that, what was it? I don't know if what was when the Ravens trade up for Lamar Jackson. What pick did we have? 28. I forgot. Was that after the Super Bowl? I forgot if it was after 17. I forgot what it was. Moro Jomo was a 6th round. Moro Jomo was a 7th round pick. I think he was 7th. Moro Jomo is no one's talking about Moro Jomo. Nobody's talking about him at all. Yeah, I don't know if it was 18 or 19. It might have been. No, I know we had the last pick obviously coming off a Super Bowl, but I don't know if it was the 19 off season. I kept forgetting what when he traded back when it was Lamar Jackson. Yeah, okay. So it was after the Super Bowl. Okay. I forgot. So I forget these things sometimes, That's just me. What's going on, Logan? Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're having a fantastic day. So I think there's going to be a lot of different combinations of what could happen here. There's going to be a lot of different combinations here. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes, man. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be very interesting. What do you guys think about the corner? What do you guys think about linebacker? Actually, do you think they're, are you guys like okay with Trotter Jr. Having a full offseason program as the starter next to Zach Bond? That'll be a whole nother thing. Even as of right now, tight end is just confusing to me. I don't get why they haven't just if there's no more guaranteed money on Dallas Goedert's contract, why haven't they just redone his a 1-year deal at this point? You know what I mean? Lenny says, even Joey, I like the guy from UCLA, Carson Schlesinger. I don't think I've heard of him. I think Uchi will see some inside snaps. I don't know if he's had inside snaps in the past. I don't know if he's had inside snaps. I mean, they could move him around, see what he could do. You know what I mean? I feel good about Joshua Uchi and Azeez Ojulari, man. I feel good about both. Those guys are hungry for contracts. They're hungry for contracts. That's why you're getting guys that are 26. I mean, realistically, a lot of the signings, most of the signings are guys between 26, 27 years old right now. Guys that are just going into their primes, need a big contract after this year, playing with the Philadelphia Eagles coming off a Super Bowl. I mean, they think of it as a win-win for them to get a bigger contract, What's going on, Nina? Good afternoon, Joey. What did I miss? Nothing much. I mean, it's just been quiet. I mean, the Eagles signed, Kendall Lamb the other day, a 32-year-old swing tackle. So he will be the backup swing tackle for Mulata and Lane Johnson. But other than that, it has been dead quiet. Eagles have brought in 4 offensive linemen for pre-draft visits. They've just brought in 2 edge rushers for pre-draft visits. and Elijah Roberts from SMU, mostly a mid-round pick, a fifth, sixth-round pick for the Eagles. And they brought in another one. I keep forgetting his name because I'm never going to get this right. Top 30 visitors for Boston College edge Donovan Izaraku. And people say he's pretty damn good at 32. Could be a guy that falls to them at 32. Maybe they don't want to trade up in that first round for the guy from Michigan. Maybe a couple DTs, Walter Nolan. DTs and edge rushers are gonna go so damn early, man. I mean, James Pierce, I would absolutely love. I mean, if you would say, hey, who would you draft? I would draft Walter Nolan at DT. I would draft James Pierce Jr. I mean, if he fell, that would be absolutely amazing. Um, yeah, I mean, it's plenty of guys. Debbie said, I'm scared of the safety room, no depth and nobody outside of Reed Proven. We had Maddox who could play safety. Yeah, well, safety goes pretty deep, man. I think they're gonna. I don't think safety is it's glaring right now, but I don't think it's as I don't think they draft one in the first round, to be honest with you. They could, and if they do, great. I have no issue with it at all. But I think the Eagles are still in the safety market. I think they still want to. I think they still want to sign a bridge safety, and I'm not really a big fan of it, to be honest. I'm not a fan of bringing in a 31, 32-year-old. I mean, I have no interest in Justin Simmons, and I don't even think he played even great last year. And the only reason why Justin Simmons is even being determined right now is because he's played with Fangio. He had that podcast. Justin Simmons had that podcast a couple weeks ago saying, "Oh, I would love to go to the Eagles and play with." Vic Fangio again, and he's got connection to Christian Parker, and you know, I'm not really a fan of it. Like I said, at 32, I'm not even being picky. I don't care if they draft an edge rusher. I don't care if they draft a DT. I don't care if they draft a linebacker. I don't care if they draft a safety. I mean, I don't really care. I'm not hovering over one guy that I truly want. Unless it's like an Abdul Carter or if a Tyler Warren goes past 20, I think you got to trade up. I think you got to trade up for those guys if they fall, but I don't think that's going to happen at all. The only two guys I'm trading up for realistically, like aggressively, is Walter Nolan and Abdul Carter, if they even last. And that's very slim pickings. Very slim pickings. Lane says Carson Swedger is a linebacker, 6'3", 245, UCLA. No, you're good. You're good, man. Like I said, I'm not no draft guru, so you know what I mean. If you guys check the pinned comment up above, we do have draft highlight reactions and other stuff going over draft picks and stuff like that. So we have a bunch of videos out. We have 2 more videos out. One today is coming out later today, one tomorrow. So definitely pick up a membership. Doesn't matter what tier membership, doesn't matter. It's for support and obviously for extra content as well. So definitely go pick one up if you guys haven't. Let's see. Philly Rail 215 says, my guess is that they are waiting to sign any free agents after the draft, kind of like back then. Yeah, I mean, and even there's going to be guys that are released too. There's going to be a lot of guys that will be released and become free agents too. So if the Eagles feel like they're going to get some value, especially depth purposes, that will play well here in need of a playoff run or something like that, or just competition in general that could still make the roster. I think they'll find a lot of guys. So what's going on, John? What's up with Walker from the Jags? Apparently the Jaguars are fielding picks. I mean, look, if you trade for Trevon Walker, that 32nd pick is gone. It's gone. I mean, look, it's not the 15th pick. It's not the 20th pick. It's the 32nd pick. It's technically a second round pick at this point. You know what I mean? So look, if you trade for Trevon Walker, you're set. I mean, defensive line is set. They'll probably add depth. They could draft that dude in the 3rd round from that Toledo defensive tackle, that Alexander kid that they really like. I mean, there's a lot that they could do. Second round, they can still get the safety that they want. I feel like this guys will still drop. So it really just depends on how much it's going to cost, man. I don't know how much it's going to cost. It's going to cost you a couple picks. Because if they trade for Trevon Walker, then most likely, I mean, what? Trevon Walker has, 2 years left on his contract? I think. I thought he has like 2 years. Yeah, he's got 2 because of the 5th-year option, technically, if they want to pick it up. So it's a rental, but I don't really want to give up the 32nd pick for a rental for a year unless they have true meanings of extending him. I got the hiccups now. Yo, Sua, what's going on, man? I hope you're having a good day, dude. Say, hey, what's up, guys? What's going on, bro? Appreciate that super chat, my friend. What's going on, man? J-Pal said the 5th-year option that is only on first rounders makes it valuable, even if it's late. Well, no, that's the Eagles are in a good situation because they could trade the pick. If they feel like there's some guys left on the board they don't want to give a 5th-year option to, they don't need to have a 5th-year option. They don't need look from that 32nd pick to the 33rd pick, it changes because the amount of money that those guys are getting, it changes. So you know what I mean? So you're paying a lot less for a guy in the second round at that 33 or somewhere in the second round if they trade back to what you're going to be paying them at 32. It's a huge difference of paying somebody and, having that 5th-year option in the first round with the first round pick. So I think there's luxury towards that. So I could probably agree with that. Yo, KGK 0911. What's going on, man? Hope you're having a good day, dude. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Alex Sherrill says plenty of picks this year and next. I like Walt Nolan, but we get who we get. Yeah, I mean Walter Nolan would be great, man. I love Walter Nolan. I do. But they have 12 picks. They got 12 picks in 26. They are loaded. They are loaded for 26, dude. Loaded. It's a lot of picks, a lot of ammo for trades. It's, you know what I mean? So I think the Eagles will have more picks. You're not picking 4 guys in the 5th round. They have 4 5th-round picks in this draft coming up. They're not trading any of those picks. I mean, sorry, they're not picking 4 guys in the 5th round. So they could probably trade one of those picks. They could probably trade one of those picks back with the team for another pick for 26. You know what I mean? They might have 13, 14 picks in next year's draft. They're going to be loaded with draft capital, man. And if they're drafting this well right now the last few years and they're hitting on guys, I mean, watch out, man. Watch out, Lil G says my birthday is on March 26th. Oh, dude, tomorrow? Well, happy birthday, man. Happy birthday. I hope you have a fantastic day, man. Hope you enjoy it. Eagles fan 8689 said, would like to see the Eagles pick up linebacker with the 4th or many 5th-round picks. Yeah, they should. They should pick up some more depth at that position, man. Because realistically, look, the greatest thing about picking up a mid-round pick type player at linebacker or something like that, picking up a role player in the 3rd, 4th rounder, or even a 5th rounder a guy that they really do like, that Vic Fangio likes. If there's a guy out there that is a role player that works really well with a great defense around him and only makes him better, I feel like just producing these guys in the offseason program to the regular season, preseason games, all of that, it's just going to make it so much better, man. So I think we double dip in the second with those 5th round. I would love to. If they can end up, you end up picking 2 guys in the second round, shit. They got the ammo for it. The only pick that they could trade in 26, if they want to use one of those picks for an aggressive trade up, they can use one of their own picks. They can't use comp picks like the one for Sweat and Isaiah Rodgers and Milton Williams. They can't use those picks because they're not gifted to the Eagles yet till next offseason. The only pick that they can use potentially is the conditional pick. Conditional picks you can use because we traded last offseason. We traded Hassan Reddick to the Jets for that 26th third-round conditional. Didn't turn to a second-rounder because he barely played and held out for so long. So it sticks as a third-rounder. So realistically, that pick will stay as is, and they can actually trade that pick if they really want. So don't know if they'll do it, but we'll see. Yo, Dre, what's going on, man? Appreciate the super chat, my friend. Says, just heard we sent scouts to tight end Fanning Jr. Pro Day. They love Fanning Jr. They love Fanning Jr. Where is he projected? Where is Fanning Jr. projected in this draft? I honestly don't even know where he's projected. By the way, if you guys have it, this stream is sponsored by BetUS, so definitely go check them out. If you guys have not, appreciate it so much for BetUS for sponsoring this stream. But second rounder, okay. Second or third, okay. That's not bad. I mean, look, unless we don't know what's going on yet. I mean, they've brought in four tight ends as it is. They brought in 4 tight ends as is right now. 2 obviously for future contracts for the offseason. They brought in that free agent. I forgot his damn name. The hell's his name? Kylan Granson. I have a bunch of free agents written down, so I want to make sure. Yeah, so they brought in Nick Muse. They brought in Cameron Latu for future offseason contracts. That's it. So they brought in, obviously, Harrison Bryant, which he's a quick little tight end, too, that I actually like for end arounds, quick screens. Like, I actually think Bryant's got some value towards him. Kylan Granson is better than Grant Calcaterra. Kylan Granson's got a lot of starting capability. He can run routes. He can catch. So the only problem with Kylan Granson is that he just hasn't had a short quarterback in Indianapolis, realistically. So, so we'll see what happens. We got to see. I mean, realistically, like, if they re-sign Dallas Goedert, then sure. I don't think they go after a tight end in this draft. I don't. So we'll see. We'll see. It's looking like they're trading him. It's looking like Dallas Goedert's getting traded. I don't know. For me, that's what. Look, you bring in 4 tight ends, especially 2 other tight ends right now. I think Dallas Goedert's gone. Dave, what's going on, man? I'm busy as hell. Haven't forgot you in Philly. Just haven't had time to get to the. No, dude, don't. You can send it next year, bro. It's fine. You know what I mean? I appreciate it, Dave. Just take your time, man. I appreciate you doing that for us. Really, I appreciate it so much, man. You know it. By the way, Dave K, he's been going to some of these signings for autographs. Dave ended up getting me a LaShawn McCoy autographed, which was pretty cool. And Dave just got me in Philly autographs for Vic Fangio would sign autographs. So we ended up getting autographs from Vic Fangio. Fantastic gift from Dave K. So shout out to him, man. Appreciate it so much for everything, man. Didn't have to do it, but being really nice and doing that, that's awesome. So I appreciate you, Dave. Rocky with the super chat. What's going on, man? So what up, Joey? SP report, we have a 30-day visit with Donovan Azuruku, edge from Boston College. How good is that guy? I'm going to look him up tonight and see what's going on with him. But everyone's saying he's a steal at 32. He could be a guy that drops to 32. I don't know nothing about that guy at all. Nothing about him. But everyone's raving about it, though, online. Everyone's raving about him. So it's just they're starting to bring in some edge guys. They're done with the offensive line. They brought in like 4 guys on visits. Now they're starting to get, in the trenches. They're starting with the trenches now. With offensive line, now defensive line now. So appreciate that super chat, my friend. Steven Conkle said DT edge or safety depending on who's there. I don't. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just gonna come down to best player available for what's there. That's what it's going to come down to. I'm not picky about this draft, especially at 32. I'm not picky. See, if we had the 15th pick, the 20th pick, I'd be a little bit more picky. I'm not, because I feel like someone is going to drop down. A couple of guys are going to drop down. And the Eagles are going to have a lot of phone calls, especially when their pick comes up at 32. The Eagles are on the clock. There's going to be a lot of teams calling. And let me tell you something. If they get, a couple second-round picks, I mean, shit, we will see, man. Appreciate that. Appreciate super, by the way, Rocky. Appreciate it, John, so much, man. Who would you trade Dallas Goedert to? I have no idea, bro. They're looking for a significant draft capital. So they're looking for at least a pick of, I mean, the last bit of news we heard was a few weeks ago, when they were trying to get a 4th-round pick. Doesn't have to be for this year. I mean, it could be for 26, 27. They just want some draft capital for him. So, Suo says 32 Goddard and a 32 Goddard and a 26 second to Colts at 14. I know you love that Tyler Warren, bro. I know you want him so badly. Trading the 32 and Goddard at a 26. Goddard at 26 second to Colts. So you give up obviously the 2nd-round pick for next year, the 32 and Goddard for 14. Yeah, I mean, that's look, if the Eagles traded up to 14, bro, the whole draft changes at that point. At that point, it's like, who are they getting that early? If they had 14 right now, I would have to say Tyler Warren would be I still don't think you're going to be able to get Abdul Carter with that pick regardless. But Tyler Warren, though, there's a major possibility if they get to 14, they could get him. You have to get him. He's a generational tight end. I mean, that guy is, you're talking like, that man will be like the next Rob Gronkowski, bro. I mean, or even better. Be unbelievable if they were to get the 14th pick. Then we're really going to be cooking, man. Dave, what's going on, man? I know you do, brother. It's my token of appreciation for all you do, bro. Thank you for all you do for everyone. You're an awesome dude and take a lot of your time. No, I appreciate it, Dave. Trust me, dude. Like, I'm here all year for the Eagles off season, for the regular season, for the playoffs, for everything. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. You guys are the MVPs of this channel. Without you guys, this channel is nothing. So, whatever it is to you guys, I appreciate it. Yeah, Landon Jackson's another one that I really like too. So we got a month left, 30 more days, Joey. I'm pumped. Philly Rel says every mock draft experts put out got players going all over the place. At this point, who knows? Here's the truth, Philly Rel. I can't stand fucking mock drafts. And to be honest with you, I really barely look at them because nobody fucking knows what's happening. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. I hate mock drafts. I can't. Yeah, sure, I'll look at a couple of them, but realistically, like during the combine, I was seeing like wide receiver going like stupid, like really stupid. I hate mock drafts. I can't stand doing mock drafts. I mean, if it's just for fun, fine. But guys that are experts that say where certain guys are going, like I can't stand. Like everybody lies every year. Like nobody knows. Nobody fucking knows. I love. Yeah, Warren's great. Warren's great. He's got power. He's got really good bend. I mean, I really do like him. Use him in stunts. I mean, he's great against the run too. He's absolutely fantastic against the run. It's great. Dave said, everyone please smash the like button. Come on, let's get that number. I appreciate it so much, Dave. John says, Joey, the tackle from ND State, Gabe Zabel. 6'6", 305. He's raw, but he's a mauler, kind of like Lane Johnson. Like I said, I feel like offensive line is going to come in the mid rounds. Someone is going to be there that Jeff Stoutland fucking absolutely loves, and I'll have no problem with it. I have no issue. I have no issue with what they do at offensive line. No issue with it. No issue, no issue. Rice's Izuruku had 6.5 sacks and 3 forced fumbles this past season. Damn, that's pretty nice. Look, if the Eagles drafted him, I had no issue, man. I've had no issue. All right, John, have a great day, man. I hope you enjoy yourself. Easy says best channel out there, Joey. Keep on doing you, brother. I appreciate it, man. Appreciate the compliment. It means a lot to me, man. It means a lot to me. If you guys haven't either, because we're the limited edition shirts, okay, for the Shakedown podcast, okay, we're gonna be taking them off the store really soon. We've been selling a good amount, and we're starting to dim down on a few of them. But we have the champion shirt that's still available right now in the store. It is a high-sprung polyester shirt. It's not 100% cotton. This thing is very comfortable. I actually have one here. I just got it in the mail. If you guys haven't checked it out, check out the champion shirt. Check out the Main Thing t-shirt as well. This shirt's been going like crazy. Comes in hoodies, comes in sweatshirts, t-shirts, and we have a whole bunch of other stuff as well that we have in the store. So definitely go check all of that out. A lot of stuff from this past year. We're going to be taking a few things off the store probably. So get everything while you still can. We're going to have a lot more stuff coming really soon. And I'll put the link for the t-shirts for the site in the live chat as well. So definitely go order up if you guys have it. Check it out. Obviously, when you buy a t-shirt, you buy something, you're supporting me, you're supporting Philly 500. And we have some plans for more merch during the draft too. So we have some things in the making right now. We're kind of debating on a couple things right now. But if you guys want to see the actual shirt, this is the champion shirt. There's nothing on the back, so it's empty. The back is empty. But you have the old Eagles logos on the shoulder. You have the old Eagles logos on the shoulders right here. The champions in the middle, and Jalen Hurts sitting down looking at that Super Bowl trophy. And these shirts have been going like crazy. So we're gonna be discontinuing these ones soon. So if you want, go out and get one. They're really nice. I just got mine in the mail literally the other day, like 4 or 5 days ago. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out. No doubt. What's going on, Mayor? How you doing, man? And by the way, we have a huge update for the channel as well. So I'm going to be making some changes around scenery-wise, and I'm going to be changing a lot of stuff, camera angles, all that stuff, lighting, all that stuff. I'm building a brand new PC. So I built a PC a year or two ago, probably last year, right? I'm building a brand new PC. I'm taking this PC out. I'm building a dream PC that I've wanted. So I'm just updating you guys on what's going on. Might take a couple days. I don't know when I'm doing it yet. I'm still buying all the parts. I almost have all the parts for the new computer. So we'll be ready to go. We're going to have a new scenery, new everything. Paint job. There's going to be some lights and lighting and all that stuff. So we're changing a whole bunch of stuff with the channel. June, July is when I start really changing things. That's when the dead months of football are here. So everything will stay the same through the draft. A few weeks into May. Then once June, July comes by, that's when things are going to really start to change going forward. So appreciate it from everybody being patient and all of that great stuff. Suo says the Zachary guy had 16 and a half sacks this year. Yeah, that's what somebody said. Yeah. seems pretty dope, man. Seems pretty dope. That's a lot. Hey, if he's there, shit. Can't complain, bro. Can't complain. Just remember the draft. Me and Philly 500 will be streaming all 3 days of the draft. All 3 days. So definitely support both channels, all that great stuff. We're gonna be streaming for like 13 to whatever 15 hours. It is the 3 days. So definitely come in and support, and we appreciate it so much from everybody. You know. But I think that's going to be it for today, guys. I just wanted to do an hour stream today. Nothing crazy. I know everything's kind of, it's been a little quiet. We'll have videos out every day as usual. We'll have a video out tomorrow. The videos have been coming out a little bit later in the day, like 10 in the morning, not usually 3 in the morning anymore. So I've been kind of putting the videos out a little bit later. So, yeah. Keely's only 20, 21, 22, I think. So, do Mexican safety be the pick in the first round, or do Eagles go trenches? I think it's whatever's available at 32, or if they want to trade up for somebody. I'm not really picky, man. Like I think it's going to be trenches. That's just me. I think it's edge rusher. I think it's going to be DT. And I think they'll pick a safety in the second. So the Dallas Goedert situation is going to command what the Eagles do. Probably we'll see what goes on. But we'll see what happens. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. So, this video is sponsored by BetUS. Stream is sponsored by BetUS, so definitely shout out to them. Go make your bets for the next season for the Philadelphia Eagles, and we'll be ready to go. So, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. I'll be back. I'll stream the next couple days. I'll probably come back on the stream later in the week. Probably Friday, maybe Thursday. We'll see what happens. My schedule and between my other job and everything else going on. So, other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the like button if you guys have it, and we'll be back on another one next time. All right, you guys enjoy. Shake Squad up, follow slide. Peace out, guys. Peace.